guys, welcome back to Let's Be Honest podcast. I am super excited for today's guest, JFELD. Did I say that correctly? JFELD?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, JFELD.
Okay. Her actual name is Jordyn Feldman. She's a queer DJ and producer based in LA and the Bay Area, blending community, nightlife, and sound in the best way. So I'm super excited to have you. So everyone, welcome Jordyn.
Hey, super excited to be here. This is my first ever podcast and like my
Oh,
first, I guess, like media coverage where I'm like talking. I don't
okay.
know. I'm excited for the people to hear what I have to say.
I feel honored. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
super hyped.
Yeah, we're gonna ask you all the good questions and we're gonna start with some icebreakers to kind of, loosen us up a little bit, okay? So, what is something you're currently unlearning about yourself?
Um, I feel like there's a couple things for me. I feel like it's something I'm like unlearning in, I guess, my relationship styles.
Okay.
I've realized that, well, I just got out of something like 6 months ago. Oh,
Okay.
and so I'm now realizing as I'm starting to date again that I tend to care too much about others to the point where like I lose myself. And that happens also in my relationships too. So it's just what I'm trying to unlearn is or I guess what I'm trying to learn is boundaries. And kind of making sure that I'm doing stuff that benefits myself as well as my partner. And also just trying not to hop into relationships right now and learn to date and
Mm-hmm.
figure that world out because it's a crazy one, especially in LA.
Oh my gosh, I have friends out there and they're like, there's so many people here in LA, but I don't think anyone here is for me. And I'm like, that's crazy. They're like the dating scene out here is it's horrible. And I'm specifically talking about like the queer dating. And so yeah, I've
Yes,
heard that. I've heard it's like horrible. Like, and I'm like, you wouldn't think that because LA's so diverse and maybe
exactly.
it's just maybe the people that I'm friends with they just start finding the right people. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, but
Um, Yeah, Farah, my manager, and then our friend Danielle, we have a group chat called the LLD for the local lesbian drama. And that group chat, let's just say it's active every single day. I'm not even living in LA full time right now, and that group chat's popping off all the time. There's always something going on. There's someone knows someone else at the bar, and like she like dated your best friend, and
yeah,
mm,
yeah.
everyone's connected. Everyone's connected.
Everyone's connected. No, seriously, and I feel like especially with the queer community, it's almost like you have to be okay with there being like connections, like knowing someone that dated your ex. It's like you kind of have to be okay with it. You don't have to
Yeah,
like be friends with that person, but I don't know. Like it is a weird thing. Like it is a weird thing that like everyone knows everyone, especially in LA. Like it's so big, but then yet it's so small
small.
and like yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But anyways, with your boundaries, I love that. I used to be someone whenever I was in high school, I did not know boundaries. Like I let people walk over me. I was a people pleaser. I just wanted everyone to just like be happy. I put people's needs before myself. So like I get it. And setting boundaries is scary because you don't want to make someone upset. You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah,
want to put a boundary down and then upset someone. But then it's also like the right people that are in your life aren't going to be upset about a boundary that you set.
I
You know what I
completely
mean?
agree. I completely
Yeah.
agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. I love that. And I believe in you, girl. I believe that you'll be able to figure that out. It's hard though. It is. It's very
Yeah.
hard.
And like the whole dating thing too. Like learning how to like I guess date multiple people at once, like talk to multiple people at once. I'm very much like I'm trying to unlearn this as well, but putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm like I really like this person. I want to keep talking to them, but it's not how things work right now.
And it's like you kind of have to, and I don't mean this in like a player way, but you kind of have to play the field. You kind of have to like date
Yes.
other people to know what you want. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What you want and what you don't want. Because if you just date one person, I don't know. Am I making sense?
No, you are. And it's like I'm a DJ and everyone's like, "Oh, she's a DJ. She must be a player." Like DJs just have a whole roster. And
Yeah.
it's just like this is not who I am, but like I'm not saying it should be, but there should be a balance somewhere in the middle. It's just
Yeah.
learning that is tough.
Yeah. I think the balance in the middle is just dating. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it's so funny because when you do say like I'm a DJ, people think I'm a player. Like it's funny how DJs do get that image.
Yeah.
And I think it's because you're like in the nightlife, like you're out and about and you're probably around a bunch of beautiful women and you're in queer scenes and so like I totally get that. But you're like I'm just sweet and I just want to be loved.
Especially being masked, like I feel like that like elevate or emphasizes the reputation. They're
Mhm.
like, oh, she's masked, she DJs, like, oh,
Yeah,
she
she's a fuck
probably
boy.
has like 10 girls in her phone right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, no.
It's not like that, guys, I promise. I
That's
promise.
funny.
Like,
What's something in queer nightlife that we need to retire?
okay. Checking people out and not approaching them. Like, let's take action in 2026 and let's start approaching masks. Because
Oh,
we're sick of doing all the work. Like, come
okay.
up to us. I swear we're always down to chat. Like, even if even if it's just like we wanted to turn into just a friend thing, but like shoot your shot. Like what's gonna happen?
So do you have that happen where people are kind of like checking you out and you're like, like, what do you like?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yes. And then I have to come up to them if I like if it's something I want to pursue, I have to go up to them. Or
Yeah.
I never do, and I'm just like, if you don't want to come up to me, then like sorry, like it's not
You're
happening.
Yeah, you're lost. It's funny because that I feel like that is a thing where people, at least in the like queer community, they think the more masculine presenting women should be the one to initiate conversation. But I also feel like the dom femmes are starting to come into play. They're starting to like unleash, and I'm excited for it. And if
I
people
love me a dom femme. Like, please come up to me. I'll take all of them.
I will take all of them.
Yeah.
No, I get it. It's like, yeah, it's like I want someone to take initiative and I don't want to have to do that all the time. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. If someone wanted to flirt with you at your set, I guess we kind of just talked about this, but you can go into more detail if you want.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to flirt with you at your set, what's the right move? And then what's like an immediate no? You're like, get away from me.
Honestly, like, depending on what the venue is, like, come say hi. Like, not gonna lie, I get lonely up there sometimes. It's just me. Like, yeah, I'm doing my thing and like I love it, but like come say hi. Like I,
Yeah.
I love a good conversation. I've learned to multitask. I'm happy to talk to some people. Um, can always what's happened one time and kind of worked is someone showed me their Instagram from the other side of the booth. That kind of worked, but it was also kind of like, can I read this?
Yeah.
Like, I usually don't wear my glasses while I DJ because like the glasses with the headphones and everything, it just gets all like jumbled.
Yeah.
So my vision when I'm out there, just letting everyone know, it's not at its best. So if you're trying to show me your Instagram from across the booth, I'll like try my best, but I might end up following the wrong person. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
It's like the total opposite person, like doesn't look anything like them.
I follow a man on accident, like.
Like, I mean, I guess I'll follow you. That's so funny.
But
So,
no, I'm always happy to chat.
okay. So them coming up and like just being personable, just talking to you.
Yeah.
And then what's an immediate no?
Um, an immediate no is if you're coming over there and you like, if you start touching the buttons or anything, if you come anywhere near the buttons, that's a no. Also, like, if someone comes up to me and like, let's say I'm like in the middle of doing a transition, like, I'll obviously kind of be like, hey, like, great to meet you. Just give me like 1 second. Let me do this real quick. And
Yeah.
then my transitions take no more than 30 seconds, if that.
Yeah.
And then I'll be right back to the conversation. So just like as long as you understand I'm also working, that perfect balance right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like touching the buttons is like an immediate no. Like, I feel
No.
like people should know
So
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you could fuck up the whole thing. Like,
Yes.
that's crazy. Has that happened? Has someone tried to touch the buttons?
It's gotten pretty close.
You're
It's
like,
gotten real
stay
close.
away. Oh my gosh, the audacity. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, let's see. What's the most chaotic thing that's gone wrong during a set, if anything?
Okay, so this like kind of ties into the last question of what not to do actually.
Okay.
Basically there was this girl and I like said hi to her earlier in the night before my set, and she took that as an invitation to come up behind me like during my set, fully have her arms wrapped around me, like low key groping me, like trying to reach her hands up my shirt and put her hands in my pockets. And meanwhile, I'm trying to DJ. I'm like, this is a lot happening right now. I made eye contact with the photographer who was in the crowd, and I was kind of like I
Yeah.
cannot have this like photograph. This was probably like I think I want to say a couple weeks to a month after my like breakup. So I was like, this cannot be out there in the media. Like this is such a bad look.
Yeah.
Also, like I didn't want her there.
Yeah.
And so that was happening. Then I like, and I'm also going back to back. So that means it's me and my other DJ friend Danielle, and we were both DJing at the same time. So she's like probably a foot or two away from me, like watching this go down, and I'm kind of like help, but like she didn't know what to do. So then
Yeah.
I had to like, I saw my friend in the crowd, and I was like, Jenny, like I need you to get Farah, who's my friend, my manager. I was like, I need you to get Farah. I can't be doing this. I was kind of like doing some of this and like just like help. And so then Farah comes behind the booth and like talks to this girl and was like, we can't have anyone behind the booth right now. Like in her, she has a UK accent, so like anything that you're hearing from her, it just sounds so much nicer. So, but we did end up getting the girl out of the booth. It was just like a crazy situation, and like we did see those photos. They didn't go out anywhere, thankfully, but like
Okay.
just seeing those photos and what was going on there was just like actually insane. It's only happened once, and
Oh,
it was just I think the word it was just like non-consensual. Like
yeah.
if it's consensual, that's fine, but it was also like a lot, and I was like working, so
Yeah.
there was a lot happening there.
Yeah. Luckily, she didn't like, I mean, I guess she could have fucked up your set because she was literally like groping you and like touching you. So, like, that's crazy. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, whenever, even like if a DJ like gives them attention, not even like in a flirty way, but like you said hi to her earlier, and even if it was in a flirty way, like she doesn't, but I feel like so many people, mainly women, they feel the need to go up and like, be right there by the DJ, which is fun. Like I've done that. I've gone up and like stood next to the
Yeah.
DJ, but I know my limits. Hello, like that's why I'm like mind boggled. I'm like, why do these people think they can like touch all over you? Like it's crazy. Even if I was
Yeah.
like, which I'm engaged, so like this is not a thing that
Yes.
happens now, but
Congrats.
I thank you. But if I was single and I saw like a DJ that I was like thought was cute, there's no way in hell that I would just go up there and start like touching on her. Like no way. Like
It
just
was wild.
it's wild. That is wild. Like I'm happy that everything worked out though.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was really drunk, but like still like
Still.
maybe we shouldn't have been in the club at that point if we thought that was okay.
Maybe you should have been going home.
I think
Yeah.
she did go home after that. She's like, I didn't see her for the rest of the night. So
Maybe, yeah, maybe
maybe
her
she got the
friends.
memo. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe her friends were like, "Girl, you just embarrassed yourself. Let's go."
Yeah,
Who knows? Poor girl. Not really.
totally.
Whatever. Okay. Moving on. Okay, I want to learn about like your sexuality. Hello, like of course. So, when did you start to understand your sexuality and when did you fully come out?
I started to understand my sexuality, I want to say in like 2020. Or
Okay.
maybe like 2020, 2021. It was very much that um TikTok during COVID type of situation. My
Hmm.
For You page just kept on getting gayer and gayer, and then I think I started to get a little gayer and gayer. But the thing is, I had a boyfriend at the time, and we were
Hmm.
we'd been dating for a while. We ended up dating for like 2 years, while I was like trying to figure this out, and I like talked to him about it. He was like kind of understanding. He also told me I could go experiment with women, and then changed his mind about 3 weeks later. And then he was kind of like, "Oh, I thought you were just joking. Like, I wasn't actually serious about that." So that kind of put like a little bit of a dent in our relationship.
Yeah.
But it ended up ending shortly after that. And then I began to experiment with women, realized it was something I liked. And then I think that was, I think, end of junior year of high school, senior year. So then by the time I got to college, and I'm still in college at this point, but we'll get more into that later. And I go to UC Santa Cruz, and it's a very gay school. Like it's just people vibing, like big queer community. So a lot more experimentation happening here.
Mhm.
And then as far as coming out, I came out to my mom, I want to say 2021, 2022, like shortly after me and my boyfriend broke up, because I was like realizing what was going on, and I was like pretty close with her at the time. So I was kind of like, I think I came out as bi first. I feel like that's like the pipeline.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I came out to her. She was super understanding. And then I didn't come out to my dad until I think my sophomore year of college. There was a bit of a gap between there. And with him, I actually had a girlfriend at the time, and I remember the story very vividly. There was a some power outage happening, and so we got in the car and we drove a little bit because our neighborhood, it's like or his place is like in a cul-de-sac, so there's like no service there really unless you're on the Wi-Fi. So we drove somewhere else to get some like service. I don't remember if he's a big sports guy. I don't remember he was like trying to check the score for a game or like what was going on. But I just remember being in the car and I was like, "Hey, Dad, like there's something I've been meaning to tell you. Like I think I'm bi. I have a girlfriend." And he was very he was like he did super well. He was literally like he said, "You can like whoever the fuck you want." Like also both of them, I don't think they were surprised. I was very much a tomboy in middle school, and I did show up to school looking like a Nike highlighter sometimes.
Okay. Huh?
Which
Yep.
wasn't a shock for them.
Hmm.
But they were like, yeah, it makes sense, like it's about time. But they're both very supportive. Um, my brother, I have a I have three younger brothers, but I have one who's like my full brother. He's 3 years younger than me. He's also very supportive. Sometimes I'll show him a picture. I'll be like, "Do you think this girl's hot?" Like, we have different types, but I feel like we can bond over that sometimes.
That's so funny. Oh, I love
Um,
that. I love that your parents were accepting.
yeah, but it was like it's never really been a linear experience. I feel like
Yeah.
there's been ups and downs, and like at this point in time I identify as queer, and like
Hmm.
that can always change. Like nothing's
Yeah.
set in stone ever with this. Like it's a journey, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I had on someone I talked to so many people and it's like I don't remember who I had this conversation with. But they were
Yeah.
talking about how they identify as lesbian and they were like, but right now I identify as lesbian, but like I might identify as bisexual like 5 years down the road. Like you just never know,
Literally.
you know? And I posted a clip of it and so many people were like, that's so, like people were upset. They were like, that's so wrong to say. Like if you're a lesbian, you're a lesbian. Like you're not gonna just somehow start liking men. And I'm like, you guys, sexuality is so fluid. Like we just need to like take a fucking breather. You know what I mean? Like people,
I agree.
yeah. I'm
And
like,
people think like if you like somehow start out as lesbian and then you go to bisexual, they think that's like you going back in the closet partially. Like they think that's like a downgrade. And I'm just like, no, it's all like being out and being a part of the LGBTQ like community is just an amazing experience in itself. And whatever you identify as, if you're included in that,
mhm,
you've come out. And it doesn't
exactly.
matter what labels you hop to within that,
Hmm.
you're still a part of the community. And I think everyone else in the community needs to understand that
Hmm.
and needs to be welcoming and kind to one another.
Hmm. And everyone's situation, story, I don't want to say situation as if it's like a bad thing, but like sexuality is different. Like maybe someone will come out as lesbian and that's they'll stick with that because you know that's who
Yeah.
they are. But yeah, I had so many conversations with plenty of people, but that one clip, it people were like, "That's so wrong to say," and I was like, "You guys just need to calm down, like chill
Yeah.
out a little bit."
Y'all just don't get it. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, let's calm down. Just because you have identified as this for this long doesn't mean that someone can't kind of experiment and then realize maybe they like something else. Like that's the whole point. Fluid. It's
Totally. Totally.
yeah. Okay, so when you did come out and, you identified as bisexual at the time, but now you say you strictly identify as just like I shouldn't say strictly. Again, what we just talked about. But you identify as queer right now. Does that feel like freeing or does it feel a little complicated or both? And you can, I mean, I guess actually now that I'm saying this out loud, let me reword this. So when you came out as bisexual, sorry. Um, did that feel complicated to you, or were you like, okay, I feel free that I'm now actually able to like, I say that I
Um,
like women as well.
it felt complicated and freeing at the same time. It was kind of like I was like, okay, like I realized I like women, but just dealing with like heteronormative stereotypes, I was like, I'm bi, so like I could still end up with a man and I could still be more widely accepted by society in a way.
Mhm.
So I was kind of just like, yes, this feels great, but also like I'm still safe. It was kind of like a safety blanket in a way. Um, and I feel like as I've started to like learn more about my sexuality and experiment more and started identifying as queer, that it's become a little more scary. Like, and
Mhm.
it's kind of like, are people gonna accept me with who I am? And honestly, what I've learned over time is if they don't, then that's not someone I want to be around.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but it's also not tough because you don't always have the option. Like, let's say if you're in like a professional space and like somehow that comes up, like it's a tough situation and it's not my choice either. Like, am I
Yeah.
super happy? Yes, obviously. And then um there's the other spectrum or the other side of the spectrum with that as well. Like coming out as queer, I have met some of my new like best friends. Like the people I met out in like the queer scene in LA are now like some of my closest friends, and I come back to Santa Cruz because I have to finish going to school. And I'm just like yearning for the next time I'm in LA. Like I miss them so bad. I cry every time I have to come back here as I'm driving. I'm like, oh, I miss it so bad. I actually like I put out a song about a month ago called Left in LA, which was like a mix of that and just like missing LA, but then like also about my relationship. But I feel like, yeah, coming out as queer is that went on a little tangent, but like coming out
Okay.
as queer has probably been one of the best things to happen to me. Like I've met
Mhm.
so many amazing people and made so many great friends.
Yeah, and whenever you said like whenever you came out as bi, like, you know, you did believe that that's who you were, but it was also kind of like a safety blanket. I feel like
Yes.
no one has ever really like worded it like that, and when you said that, I was like, "Whoa," because it is so true. It's like I'm not fully like
Yeah.
just only into women. Like I still like guys. Like hello. Like I'm still like
Yeah.
normal to like society, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
sad that we have to like it's sad that that's even a thing. So I understand, but it is freeing once you come out, and it is freeing whenever you find your people as well. Okay, so speaking of just like feeling free being yourself, how important would you say visibility is to you as a queer artist?
Extremely. I feel like there aren't too many queer DJs that I know of.
Hmm.
So this question I'm going to gear just more towards the entertainment industry, I
Hmm.
guess in a way, but I think it's super important that there are a lot of queer artists that I like look up to in a way. I love Renee Rapp. I love just her. I love her music. I love her personality. Like seeing her do podcasts, those are ones I can just watch. And when she did the substitute teacher, I don't know if you've seen that, but it was just so good. Like she's just hilarious. She has a filter, but barely. Like it's just like the slightest filter possible, without getting canceled.
Yeah, exactly. She's so authentic, and I think that's why people love her. She's like, she doesn't give a fuck, but she also, yeah, she has a little filter. She like doesn't go over and beyond. She's like right there. You know what I mean?
Yes, she's right at the line,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the people eat it up. And then
yeah.
I also love diehard Billie Eilish fan, been for years. I don't think you can see my whole vinyl wall right now, but I have about oh, I only have three up right now,
Okay.
but there's a lot more Billie decorations around my room. The only thing is there's like the whole like queer baiting allegation with her, but then that was just because she wasn't ready to come out, and she was kind of forced to come out, which was problematic and sucks, but glad she can be a representation for the queer community
I
now.
mean, we're talking about Billy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought she was fully like I thought she was gay or queer or what does she identify as? Has she ever talked about it?
I think she said bye, but it was very forced. It was like she didn't really want to come out. I don't know if it was that she didn't want to come out yet or she didn't want to come out, period. Like she maybe didn't want people knowing that part of her life.
Hmm.
Um, but so then she was kind of forced to, and then she really leaned into it by like releasing Lunch. Like,
And
I,
she ate that up.
yeah, I don't think you can really go back in the closet after that one.
Yeah, and the song with Charlie XCX.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was like, Billy, I love you. Please
Yeah, like
keep releasing these
maybe she
songs.
was a little nervous, and
Yeah.
then once it happened and she realized like that everyone was chill with it, she really leaned into it. Because I think I want to say I can't remember which music video was it. I think it was like "Therefore I Am." Possibly it's like a music video of her just having like a slumber party with like a ton of girls, and people were like, "You're queer baiting," like blah blah blah. Like just let the girl live,
Yeah.
let her make her art. It's fantastic, and everyone loves it, and she's incredibly talented. Like let her do her thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing that scares me about like not scares me, but I feel for like the artists that are so big is like, for example, this situation, like maybe she didn't want to come out, maybe she wasn't wanting to, but like people just dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, and it's sad. It's real sad. But
Yeah.
yeah, her music, I'm like, girl. And it's like her coming out, if it was forced, like that really sucks. That should never happen. But the music's good. We've got some good songs
Yes.
from it.
The music's so good.
Yeah.
Love the music.
So the vinyl, is that Jack Johnson?
Yes. Yeah,
I
this is
I love Jack Johnson.
yeah, I love Upside Down on that album. My parents, my nickname as a kid was George.
Oh,
Um, because I was a very curious child. I had a lot of questions, was
yeah.
always getting into something. So that was my nickname, and then they would play me like, well, I watched Curious George all the time, and then they would play me like Upside Down, and like there's a couple good ones on this album.
I love Jack Johnson. I've been listening to him for so long. I just fucking love him. He's such a good artist.
Like Banana Pancakes, like Sitting, Waiting,
Oh,
Wishing. I could keep going. His discography is
yeah.
just fantastic.
Banana Pancakes is like up there. Like there's moments when like my what is it called? My songs are on shuffle and I'm just
Uh-huh.
driving and it comes on and I'm like like I just love Banana Pancakes. That's just a classic. I fucking love
It's
it.
like it's my go-to song if I need to like impress someone on guitar. Like 'cause I know the opening riff and then they're like, "Oh, you're really good." Like
You're like, yeah, thank
a
you.
lot easier than you think, that one, but it looks impressive. So
That's
I'll just be like, just kind of doing my thing. I'll be like, whip that one out. They're like,
they're like, whoa, she's talented. That's funny. Okay, so
yeah.
yeah, speaking of music, how did you first start DJing? Like, yeah, what was
Okay.
like the entry point? Yeah.
So I started in middle school. I was a pretty introverted kid, very academically driven, like super good at school. But just couldn't really find like my group.
Hmm.
And I think honestly now that I think back on it some more, I feel like that could have been because I dressed like a Nike highlighter and was a tomboy and was like trying to figure that out and was like love sports and stuff like that. But anyways, one of my teachers saw that, and then he was my math teacher at the time, and he was like, "Hey Jordan, like, do you want to join DJ Club?" And I was like, "I've never heard of this, but sure, why not?"
Yeah.
Just super musically inclined child.
Okay.
My dad is in the business, so grew up listening to all sorts of kinds of music. Um, did piano for a year, learn, didn't like it, but did it.
Yeah.
um, I did choir for like 8 years. I play guitar, drums, and bass. Just love music. So me, weird kid, middle school, didn't really have that many friends. My teacher saw this. He was like, "You want to join DJ club?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I he puts we like meet up after school, and he like it's me and this other group of kids that are kind of oddballs as well. It was a lemonade mouth moment.
Yeah.
Just bringing all the interesting kids together. And then he started to teach us how to DJ, and I was like, "This is so cool! Like this is the coolest thing ever. I feel awesome." And then we would DJ at lunch on Wednesdays for the entire school. Um,
So fucking cool. In middle school,
yes.
every school that I've been to, there has never been a DJ club. Like what? I've always wanted to learn how to DJ. That would have been so cool. Anyways, sorry.
It was amazing. So on Wednesdays we'd have late start Wednesday. So we'd start school I think at like 10 or something. And so then like sixth, seventh, and eighth grade would all have lunch together. So I'd be like performing for the entire school. And I wasn't even like at the time, like I wasn't even nervous or anything. I was just like, this is awesome. Like I love it.
Yeah.
So I think I did that seventh grade and eighth grade. And then when I got to high school, I didn't have my own equipment, and DJing, unfortunately, is a very expensive hobby, which I didn't know at the time because like I was just using his stuff, and I was like, this is great, like
Yeah.
awesome. So I took a little hiatus for a couple years. And then when I got to college, I found this club called Up and Up, which is an EDM organization which is sponsored by Monster Energy. Um, and so I was like, I'm not super into EDM music, but I know there's DJs here and I really want to get back into DJing. So I joined, met a ton of DJs, started getting super into EDM, absolutely loved it. It was like, these people are so cool. They love going to raves. Like, this is awesome. And then here I am 4 years later. I've been president of that club for the past 2 years.
Period.
Um, and yeah, learning from them took off my career, and it's given me some amazing opportunities to DJ, and it's just been absolutely fantastic.
That is
Um,
so cool. So, okay, say sorry. Blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
know, long story.
No, I know, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Okay, so middle school, you had the equipment because of the guy that was like the teacher, the club.
Yeah.
And then
He
high
was
school,
Mr. Mo at the time, but now he's Dr. Mo. So shout out to him.
shout out. And then high school, you didn't have the equipment. So, did you get the equipment at all during high school? Did you just kind of take a break?
No. I kind of took a break. I kind of let it go. I really locked
Oh,
in on like making sure I got into a good college. And then I did choir while I was there, so that was kind of like my musical outlet. And then
okay.
obviously I have my instruments as well. Um, and then I was on the lacrosse team in college or in high school, and so very focused on that as well. So I was busy
Yeah.
and kind of didn't have the time to get around to it, but then also didn't have my own equipment, so it wasn't like right there in front of me for me to practice on.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. So, you were still busy though. You were still doing
Super
different
busy.
hobbies. Yeah. I feel like
Mhm.
that's how my high school was too. Like I was always fucking doing something. Like I did not have a weekend where I like wasn't doing something. You know what I mean? I'm like
Yeah,
it's crazy. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, damn, like I didn't have time. Like how did I make good grades? Like I don't know. Like I don't know how I
no,
did all
literally.
that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay,
And I
so
recently I recently just went back to the middle school. I went over summer, and I went during my break, and I went and I talked to the kids, and we set up my board and like hooked it up to the smart board, and I DJ'd for them and let them come up and try to DJ, and talked about like my music production stuff as well, because so now he has a, I think it's a digital media and film class or something along those lines, as well as him teaching Algebra 1.
period.
But so I went and I talked to the kids, and it was just awesome. They like thought I was so cool, and I loved talking to them and like inspiring them and showing them that it is possible to do music. Because when I think honestly, up until maybe a year ago, I I'm currently pre-med, and I thought that like that was my only path. Like I never thought of a path of professionally being a musician in some sort of way.
Hmm.
And I feel like in the past year, my eyes have really been open to that. And so I wanted to share that with the kids as well and be like, it is possible, guys. Like, you don't have to be like a lawyer or a doctor or like a scientist. Like, you can do something else. You can be creative with it, and it might work out. Like,
Like, hopefully.
yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. I love that. And so the teacher that was your middle school teacher, he still does all this.
Yes.
That is so cool. I love that. Aw,
Yeah,
that's
it's
so
no longer,
cool.
he doesn't do the DJing at lunch anymore. I think from what I heard, it's like him DJing like events that the school needs DJs for, but he said he wants to like try and start it up again. So I really hope he does that. 'Cause I feel like it was a very life-changing experience for me.
Yeah. Oh, you're like, I experienced this and it was such like a core memory. I want these kids to experience it. That's cool.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so college comes, you join that group, right? Or the organization or whatever. I don't know. What is it?
It's a club, but it's not
Club.
affiliated with the university.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, it's great. I love it.
Okay, so you joined that and then now you're the president?
Yes, I've been president for like 2 years now. So
That's
we had an event yesterday. We threw a little danger.
that's
It was
cool.
fun. It was Winter Wonderland. We had a snow machine. It was kind of crazy, but it was a super good time. But basically, we just throw a ton of events, and then it's a nationwide competition. So we compete against other colleges to try and bring like a big headliner to Santa Cruz.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, and with that, I have an opportunity to open for that big headliner. So it's just plenty of DJing opportunities and people who have the same interests, and it's just awesome.
That's really fucking cool. Okay, so you're still in college, pre-med.
Yes.
That's really fucking cool. So what are you wanting to do with pre-med?
So I thought from the age of 2 until probably also about last year, I thought I wanted to be a doctor. So like ever since I could like say the word pediatrician, like that's what I wanted to be. And then like that changed a little bit. I thought I wanted to be an OBGYN and help with like women's health. And then recently I was like, do I really want to take the MCAT? And the more I thought about that, I realized no.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at becoming a PA instead, so a physician's assistant, physician's associate, which they basically do everything a doctor does,
Yeah.
except like in surgery, I think you're like first assist instead of lead, which is like fine with me, like less stress on me in case something goes wrong. But yeah, so basically I do that, and then I also do pediatric leukemia research at Santa Cruz as well. So
Gosh.
that's my Hannah Montana moment. I feel like I'm living a double life.
Yeah,
I
you're like
like tour as a DJ, and then I come back to working with my little cells in the lab.
so
Um,
cool. That is so cool. And it's like it's a good representation to show that like you can be doing the damn thing in college. You can be pursuing your dreams, which I mean, I
mhm.
don't know, sounds like pre-med may not be your dream, but getting the education you want, but also having a hobby on the side that really brings you, because yeah, it's like the best of both worlds. You're able to do both of it, and I think that's that's good. It's good to have someone that can represent that because pre-med, you think, who is it? I had I always say her name wrong. Mullen and Jules. They are
Yes.
okay. You know them. Mullen,
I've seen them on TikTok. They're the mask for mask couple.
the sweetest human beings ever. But anyways, Jules has a background in medical stuff. I don't fucking know. And then Mullen is in med school. Maybe I'm saying this so wrong, but anyways, I love that they're doing the damn thing, but they're also pursuing social media. So anyways, I think that's
Yes.
really cool. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I actually didn't know that. I feel like that's not really represented on their page, and they should because
I
they'll get
know.
a wider audience for that.
I
Like, I'd
know.
love to hear about that.
I know. Well, you can listen to the episode if you want. They came on the podcast and they talked about it, and Malin was studying in Tokyo. That's why they were in Tokyo. And I was like, you
Oh
guys are just
wow.
so fucking cool. Like, this is amazing. So, yeah, I was shocked too. I was like, oh, I thought you guys just did social media, And they were like, no, we're
Yeah.
literally in college. Like, I'm gonna be like I think Mullen is trying to be a like plastic surgeon. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. But yeah, I just think it's really fucking cool how like they can do both. And you can do both. It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It is. I bet it's stressful though. Real stressful.
It is, especially when like I did like a mini California tour last quarter and just like I think I did 7 shows in 5 weeks and traveled. I drive everywhere. Like if it's in California, I'm just gonna drive.
Yeah.
It's easier that way for me. But having to do all those shows and handle a full, I think it was slightly over a full course load. I was taking like anatomy and microbiome and just like all these classes and juggling that while like being on tour at the same time was absolutely insane, but we made it through. I
Hmm.
got an A in anatomy, which was I was really impressed with myself. I didn't see that one coming.
I hear that is like such a fucking hard class too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really threw me for a loop for sure. But we made it through, and we'll probably have to do something similar if I decide to go to PA school. But
Yeah.
for now, I have a little breather.
Yeah. Good, good, good. Okay, so when was like the first time that you got a gig and like how did that come about?
The first time I got a gig was in at this like frat. So they're a multicultural frat. I was really close with them. I was like almost gonna be their frat sweetheart one year. I was really tight with these guys. They were great guys. It was all the guys that like couldn't get into like the other frats, but like not for bad reasons. Like it was just more like their names aren't like Chad and Brad and Sam and like they're not like super fratty like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
super sweet guys. And then basically one of the guys who was in Up and Up was also in that frat and was DJing this party. And so then I was like, "Hey, like do you think I could maybe hop on for a little bit?" And he said yes, and we ended up turning it into I was also on the lacrosse team here for a while. I was on the lacrosse team up until this year, and now I'm on the rugby team.
In
Um,
college.
yes.
Girl, do you have time to like fucking breathe?
No. No.
Yeah.
No sleep, no breathing, no eating, just class.
You're like, I
Class,
don't know how
DJing,
I am
yes.
surviving. Yeah, that's crazy.
So anyways, I was the social chair for the women's lacrosse team, so I was like, let me make this a collab party with my team, and then I get to DJ for my team. And like I was DJing, and I was a little nervous, but like everyone loved it because I had all this practice being a bedroom DJ. It was me and I lived at that time I lived with 5 other girls. So I feel like that was a mini gig in itself. Like
Yeah.
I'd be in the living room. Shout out to all of them for putting up with me and my practice for several months. I know it wasn't the easiest thing to deal with, but they were my number one supporters back then, and like still are now. I went and I played my first festival this past year, and I brought my roommate with me as my plus one because she's had to put up with it all. And I was like, this is my thank you to you. And we had the best time there. It was amazing. But yes, that was my first gig in a frat garage.
And was that like a paid one or just like
True.
okay, okay. I figured when you
I,
said
yeah, I don't, there aren't a lot of paid gigs up here unless I'm playing. I now have like a unofficial residency at the like local club here, so I play there once a month and that's paid. But if I'm doing frat parties and stuff like that, they just like, because Santa Cruz isn't super big with like Greek life. So these frats don't really have the budget to pay a DJ. So it's kind
yeah.
of just like exposure. I'll get some content from it. I can play my music and
Yeah.
it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. When you play in LA, are those paid or is it just for exposure?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Those are paid at least 90% of the time because it's
Yeah.
also like they usually cover my gas money or they pay me which covers my gas money for my
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
Because like I can stay with my parents while I'm down there, so like I don't have to worry about housing or like Farah has 2 living rooms, so she's always like you can crash in the other one if you want.
That's
Um,
nice.
Yeah, so those are all paid
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah. Have you ever DJ'd for, and I should probably know this, for Futch?
No. Like, I've tried to reach out to them a lot of times
Okay.
and it's never worked out. But I've DJ'd for Out and About twice. I
Oh,
DJ'd for them or three times actually. I DJ'd for them once in LA for their very first ever LA launch at Tenants. So that was super exciting. And then they started their SF branch, or maybe it had already been started. And then I got to DJ at El Rio and then Oasis, which is now unfortunately closed, but super happy I got to spin there once. And that was super fun. And then um I DJ for like all the events. I think we'll probably get into it later, but basically I throw a lot of queer events with Farah, who she runs New Wave Media. And so they just had
wait, she runs that New Wave Media?
yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I
So she
follow.
runs
Anyways.
Yeah, she runs that. So then I'm like technically signed to that because she's my manager as well. And then I also started by throwing events so that I'd get booked. So that's originally how I got into like event planning and stuff. And then I also do that for Monster as well.
Okay.
Um,
That's awesome.
so yeah, we collab, we throw a ton of queer events, and then I DJ and plan those. And they had a sapphic tiny tea party last night.
Oh.
That looked like it was super fun. I was super jealous to miss it.
Oh.
But it looked like a really good time.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, me and my partner, we go out to LA a good amount. And the next time you play in LA, which I mean, do you have like a schedule? Like, do you know when like you're gonna play in LA, or is it kind of like a week in advance, you know?
Um, there's like it's like tough right now because I feel like it's not really event season. What I've learned is events are so there's like festival season, which is like April through like the summer,
Hmm.
and that's also event season. And then once you hit September, no one really wants to go out anymore.
You're like, I'm
And then
done.
it stays like that until October, and then people go out for Halloween, and then maybe they'll go out for New Year's Eve and New Year's. But other than that, it's like kind of on the more dead side in the event space.
Okay.
So my bookings aren't like super far in advance right now. Like I don't know when this is gonna come out, but um I have an event um next weekend on, so that's it's like 7 days from yesterday, the 17th.
Okay.
um yeah, so my friend Danielle, she runs the LA Raver, and she's also a queer DJ. And she runs this whole like big underground rave organization. So she's throwing a 24-hour rave for her birthday. So I have a time slot in that, and I'm super excited.
24-hour rave that I
Yes.
feel like I would, that's crazy. That's not for the weak.
She is one like honestly like she is one of the, like the most inspiring people I know in like the industry, like as far as event planning and stuff. Like she's grown up her rave org like from the ground up, and they have like I think 60K followers now, and just like seeing her doing all that I think is super awesome and super inspiring, especially as a woman and in the
Yeah.
industry as well.
That's gonna be crazy, the 24-hour rave. That's gonna be insane. How would you describe your sound now versus like when you started?
Okay, so this is another like cute little full circle moment as well. Like
Okay.
slight tangent, but cute full circle moment. So basically I started off like it's really hard to learn how to DJ with pop music. So basically, started off with a lot of house music, and but I love pop, so it's pop remixes, or sorry, house remixes of pop songs. And for some reason, originally I started off with a lot of like 80s remix or house mixes of 80s music. And one of the artists that makes those, his name's Wookie, and I recently just opened for him in November. So that was like I got that email, and that was one of the best days of my life. I was like, no way. Like no way does someone want me to open for this guy who I literally started by DJing with his music. And when I say started, like I don't fully remember the music I was mixing with back in middle school. I'm guessing it was some sort of like, I know there was a lot of 21 Pilots going on back then because it was like 2016, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, 2016, 2015, around then. Um, I just remember like Tearing My Heart is a big thing in Blurry Face, and everyone was like, yeah. But yeah, so I started with that type of sound, a lot of like pop mixes, but it was very much the same like 20 songs over and over again. And then I like began to build up my library a lot. And so I feel like since then, it like it also really depends on where I'm playing, what my sound is. Like for the 24-hour rave, I'm gonna be playing a lot of like house music and tech house. Whereas like if I'm playing a frat party, it's a lot of like the white girl anthems,
Yeah.
um like Charlie XCX, like Icona Pop and Fergie and Black Eyed Peas, like everyone like the and Starships, like
Yeah.
you gotta play the classics.
Yeah.
So it really depends, but it's kind of been a journey. And then like for a while I was also doing some like Afro house and disco house and like
Oh,
tapping into that a little bit.
okay.
Um we have here we have like this street called like Westcliff, which is kind of like Santa Cruz's version of PCH, but like a lot more chill and you can walk along it. And there's like a lighthouse here, so we would do like some lighthouse pop-up raves and like for that you have to have a lot more of like a more chill vibe than
Yeah.
what I'd be playing at the 24-hour rave, for example.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool
Yeah,
that
so it's been a journey.
you can be diverse with your sound though. Like it's cool that you can kind of like, pivot and like, go with one genre, like, the fraternity. You're like, all right, can't be playing my EDM shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's cool that you can like, have a
Yeah.
diverse range of sound. That's
Yeah, and
really cool.
I feel like a lot of DJs it like differs because a lot of DJs will have like their specific sound and then
Yeah.
that's what they get booked for. But I feel like for me, I try to like curate towards wherever I'm playing.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, if it's a queer event, you're gonna play, which I mean, I don't know, but probably more like queer artists. I don't know.
Yes.
Charlie XCX, she's not queer though, is she? She's just like this
No.
icon. I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
uh,
We all wish.
I know. I'm like, what in the world? But no, that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
So it's a
Um,
lot of Gaga in queer spaces.
oh yeah, and what's his
And she's
name?
not, is she queer? She
Gaga?
just has like
I think so.
okay, because I know she has the husband, but I know she also has like the ally anthem,
Let me
the
look.
like Born This Way.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. Hopefully I don't get canceled for not being fully educated.
Yes, Lady Gaga is queer. She has publicly and consistently identified as bisexual since the beginning of her career.
Okay. Yeah,
Period,
that makes
queen.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does make sense. But
She's either queer or she's like the biggest ally ever. Like,
I know that's how I feel about Charlie. I'm like, girl, come on, like come to the dark side. But I'm like, okay, if you're not, you're not, whatever. But she's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
such a queer icon. Um, okay, so how do you decide like what music makes it into your set? I mean, I know you just said like depending on where you go, but like
Yeah.
is there like anything else? Like do you also another question, sorry, things are coming to my brain.
No, 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 you're good.
Do you blend in your own music as well, like the ones that you make, or is it strictly just other artists, like other
Um,
songs? And does that make sense? I don't.
Yes, yeah, no, that makes complete sense. Okay, so what makes it into my sets? Like if I'm doing a big show, like the Wookiee show,
Mhm.
that was probably the biggest show I've played yet. Because I played the festival and like the headliner of that festival was like Wallows, and so that's like a pretty big name. But I was on a lot smaller stage, and I had like the very opening slot because I had like won a competition.
Mhm.
Um, so the Wookiee show was like I think it was about like 600 people, which was a lot.
Mhm.
Um, and I was the opener for that as well. So it got more hectic as towards the end of the set. But so for that, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to pretty much pick every single song I'm gonna play almost in the order.
Mhm.
And when I'm doing that, I'm looking at what the crowd wants. I'm looking at making sure the tracks are in an order where like the BPM of the song and the key of the song mixes well. And then I'm going and I'm at home and I'm practicing these transitions to see like maybe I can do something super cool, like do some like word play where like that's the type of transition where like both songs have the same word in them and then you can like swap over through that. Um so for bigger sets like that I'll do that. For like I play a lot at Honey's, which is like I think the only lesbian bar in LA at this point. Unfortunately, but it's iconic and historic and love it there.
I've never
Um
been to Honey's, and
no.
I went to, it's funny, I went to Futch. I went to Futch one night. I had to. Like, I was in LA and I was like, there's a Futch event going on, I have to. That was at
Mhm.
El Cid. I think
El
that's what.
Cid, yeah.
Yeah. And then we like there was some other like cute little like bar slash restaurants that were over there. So we like bar hopped before. But I've heard great things about Honey's or Honey.
Honey's. Yeah,
Yeah.
Honey's.
Never been. So
Um,
I'm like, next time I'm there, I need to go. But anyways, sorry.
I think besides like Motive, which is my like unofficial residency here, that I've probably played the most time at Honey's. And the first time I played there, I think was like less than a year ago. So
Okay.
we just keep booking there because Farah has a connection with like the owners, and
Yeah.
so most of our events are there. And also like it's a lesbian bar, like who wouldn't want to host at a lesbian bar?
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so like for my sets at Honey's, I will usually prepare them and curate the music. So when I'm doing all that, I am like deep diving through SoundCloud. I am in SoundCloud. I am looking at like DJs music that I like and I go to like their liked music and I see what they've been liking and I go to that person's liked music and I am just so deep in SoundCloud. It's actually insane. And then so I'm downloading those tracks and then for stuff like Honeys and stuff, that is where I really need to feel the energy of the crowd because those are typically longer sets. The first time I ever played at Honey's, I ended up playing for 3 hours, which wasn't the plan, but here we
Gosh.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those, I'll put all the music in a folder and then kind of pick and choose as I'm up there.
Oh,
So it
okay.
really depends.
Okay.
And then as far as mixing in my own music, um, I don't really have a lot of tracks that, well, I have a lot of unreleased stuff right now, which is super exciting.
Okay.
Um, but I don't have I have like one house track that I really like that, I mean, I've only put out one song. So I have a house track that I really like, and I try to mix that in every once in a while, but my music doesn't always fit the vibe. And
Yeah.
that's because like when I'm curating my music, my sound has also developed over time, and I feel like where I'm at right now, I like to describe my sound as like Chainsmokers-esque. So like
Fuck with
their
that.
their anthems are only really, I guess, valid because everyone knows the words to them already. So I can't just like pull out this unreleased track where it's like a slower tempo and more melodic and people would kind of just be like, what's going on? Like, yeah, it's catchy, but like no one knows the words. So it's not at that level yet. But hopefully it will be someday. So that's why I need to keep putting my music out. I have a pop song coming out in I think 2 weeks. So that's super exciting, and I'm actually singing on that one as well.
Ooh.
So I know, crazy collab. I'm doing it with my friend Abby. Her artist name is Boz.
Okay.
She's put out a ton of stuff, and so super excited that she wanted to collab, and we wrote the song together and recorded it together, and excited for that one to come out.
That's exciting. Ooh. I love when artists come on my podcast and they're like, there's songs that are going to be coming out soon. And I'm like, ooh, yay. Like, you heard it here
Yes,
first. I love it. I'm excited. And where
yes.
can people, which I mean, I'm going to ask you this at the end, but whatever. Where can people like find your music? Is it SoundCloud?
I so on SoundCloud I have a lot of mixes, and then on every other platform, wherever you get your music, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, is my single Left in LA, and then my new song, that one's called Drifting Away. That one will be out on the 23rd on all platforms as well.
Exciting. That's fun.
Yeah, there's little sneak peeks of that song on my Instagram too, if anyone wants to go see a little snippet.
Ooh. Awesome.
Yeah.
So whenever you're, playing one of your, is it called playing a set? Is that how you say
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm like, I don't know the DJ lingo. So when you're playing a set, how do you want people to like feel when they leave one of your sets?
Um, I want them to feel like invigorated and also like exhausted at the same time. I want them to feel like they have given it their all, like they were out there busting ass on the dance floor. And also like that was like one of the best nights of their life.
Oh, yeah.
I just want them to like keep coming back, like for my sets.
Right, you're
Like,
like, please.
please come back.
Oh, that's funny. I feel
Yeah.
like whenever me and my partner we love house music and like DJ sets, like we love it. There's this I'm in Austin, by the way. Austin
Mhm.
has so many DJ sets. Like they're like low key. Like there's some that are bigger. There's this group here in Austin called the Mushroom Cowboy. You should actually look into them. They are. I mean, I don't know if you're wanting to strictly stay in California, which I understand that's probably like the cheapest option. So I understand, but Austin has a ton of DJ sets and DJ like events. There's also one called um oh my God, I don't remember. But anyways, I leave it being exhausted because I'm out there just
Yes.
like dancing. So like I get it when you say that because if the music feels good, you're gonna dance. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that.
100%.
What is something people don't realize about DJ life behind the scenes?
Um, Honestly, the hours and hours I put into my music. So every time I go to a set, I'm plugging in my USB, and what's on this USB is songs that I've had to download beforehand. And these songs, I've just had a collection growing for the past like 2.5 years that I've been DJing, and no one really knows that. Everyone comes up to me at a set. Well, okay, not everyone, but this happened a lot yesterday.
Okay.
It was like, can I give a request? Like, can I ask a request? And I'm like, yeah, you can, but like I can't guarantee I'm gonna have that song.
Yeah.
Um, Basically DJs have to prepare before they get to the venue. Like I can't just like pull up Spotify and be like, let me throw on this song.
Yeah.
Every single song that I have on my USB, I've had to have before.
Yeah.
And at this point, I want to say close to like 900 songs on there. And so that library's just been like accumulating over time. And there's a lot of preparation that goes between that, like the deep dive SoundClouding that I do. Um, because a lot of these edits are super fun and I love when I'm DJing and something unexpected happens.
Mhm.
Like something I know is gonna happen, but the crowd isn't expecting it, and just seeing like the look on their faces, like, whoa, like this is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I feel like that's something, and then also we talked about it earlier, but the pre-med balance,
Yeah.
the full-time student balance
Yeah.
is something a lot of people don't know, as well.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes sense. Like, if you're not like this big DJ, typically that's not only what they're doing. Like, typically the
Yeah,
DJ has to be like, whether they're in school, whether they have a part-time job or something, like, yeah, it's like they're always doing something. Like, they're not just DJing, they have other things that they're doing, which makes their life even more like
exactly.
stressful, you know? So, no, I,
Yeah.
I totally get that. Um, okay, so you can let me know if I'm not allowed to talk about this, but I want to know upcoming shows and projects that you're excited about. I saw on your Instagram story. Can I speak about this about Coachella?
Yeah. Or
Oh,
I don't know what it's gonna be, but sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. You posted something about Coachella and you were like, I don't know, it's up in the works. Like we're working on it. I don't know. So, yeah, can you tell us about that? Like how do you yeah, just tell us. I'm excited to hear.
Okay, I'm really not sure what I'm allowed to announce right now as far as that.
That's why I was like, it's okay, like if you want me to shut up.
Yeah, but all I can say is just follow my Instagram.
Okay.
That's where I'm most active, whether it's me. I just learned about the Explore page recently. Um,
I'm so confused with that. Wait, so you just now, wait, what?
yeah. Um, I've been posting a lot of personality content, I feel like.
Okay.
Me and the Explore page, we're like this. I'm like, the stuff on here is great. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to announce right now, but
Okay.
if you follow my Instagram, that's where you'll hear about everything. And that's where you'll hear about everything first because
Okay. Okay.
that's the platform that I've found is easiest to use instead of like making TikTok to make like some sort of like short form video. So
Yeah.
Instagram, but there's a lot of unreleased music, figuring out a release plan for that. Recently did like a cameo in a music video as well. That was super exciting, but yeah, there's a lot of super exciting, fun things in the works, and it's gonna be a big year. It's gonna be a really big year and a really busy year, and I'm super excited.
That's so freaking cool. I'm so excited. If you do perform at Coachella, I'm gonna buy a ticket and come and watch you.
You should tell Coachella that. You should.
Coachella, oh my goodness. Like, hello, if you're watching, you need to book Jordyn. Hello. Um,
Yes.
but
But yeah,
also,
no, that's it's in the works, but
okay,
I'm not allowed to talk on that one
I
a
get it.
lot.
I get it. And I didn't know, so it's okay. It's fine.
No, you're good.
There's also a festival out here in Austin. It's called Austin City Limits. Have you heard of it? ACL?
Yes.
O-
Yes.
Okay. I'm just throwing that out there. Like they are always looking at, I mean, they have obviously huge headliners, but they also have like upcoming um DJs and headline or not headliners, artists as well. So again, I don't know, like I'm not trying to like overstep and like if you are wanting to just focus in
No, the more
California.
ideas, the better.
Okay. I'm like I have
The
so
more
many
ideas, the
ideas for you.
better.
But yeah, Austin City Limits, it's super big and I've discovered so many like um newer artists from Austin. You know, that's what
Oh,
festivals are
shit.
for. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like this festival season's gonna be a busy one for sure.
Well, that's fun. I'm excited for you.
Yes.
Okay, what is your dream collab? Whether the person is dead or alive.
Okay. Dream collab. I feel like maybe Chainsmokers because like that's the direction I'm heading in, or Billie Eilish on an EDM song.
Oh my God.
Just think about that one. Just think.
I don't even
Yeah.
have to. That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. Like those vocals with like a house beat underneath.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm speechless even thinking about it.
It's so funny. Well, I believe in you. That's really cool. And I fucking love the Chainsmokers. I fucking love them. They're so cool. Their music is just,
There's yes. Like do I like they're great. Do I wish they were women? Yes.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
But like no,
Yeah.
their stuff's great. And they have a collab with Halsey as well, which is like so sick.
Yeah.
Um yeah, but that's the direction I'm heading in. And so once I can release some of this new music, I feel like everyone will get to see that.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Um,
I have some exciting meetings coming up in the music world.
I'm like, tell me. I want to know. You're like, Kinley, I just met you. Shut up. It's okay. I'm just nosy. When you think about a year from now, where do you want your career to be, or what do you envision?
Um, I envision a lot. So I graduate in June, and then I'm planning to take a gap year
Okay.
and see where the DJing thing goes. And I feel like this year is going to be big, but
Mhm.
obviously, like, there's a limitation of I have to do school.
Yeah.
I, I want to do school.
Yeah.
I want to get my degree. And in a year from now, I really want to play Outside Lands.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't. Have you heard of DJ Mandy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so she got big playing like really bad mashups, which I don't understand how that worked, but like good for her, Queen, like pop off. And so she played Shebang, I think about which was the festival I played. She played that about 2 years ago,
Okay.
and then played Outside Lands this past year.
Okay.
So I'm hoping I'm on that trajectory.
Okay.
And I really want to open at Red Rocks as well. I feel like it's such a sick venue, and I feel like they've been booking a lot more DJs there. So I feel like that's becoming more of a possibility. I'm just like, honestly, sky's the limit. I am really happy with the team I have behind me right now. It's all queer women,
That's
and I
so
think that's
fucking cool.
absolutely fantastic.
Mhm.
And they really believe in me and my vision, and so that just makes me even more excited
Mhm.
to work with them and to kind of see what we can create.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's it. Like you have people behind you that are gonna support you, and it's like you don't have to feel like you're doing it alone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and with queer women around you, like, oh my God, you guys are gonna like do the damn thing. I put my faith in queer women.
Yeah.
My partner, she went and saw Flume at Red Rocks. I think it was
Sick.
Flume. Yeah, and she was like, it was a different experience. Like I felt like I don't know. She just is always like, we need to go and see someone perform at Red Rocks so you can experience it. And I'm like, okay, like let's do it. But yeah, she said Red Rocks is amazing, and she said the venue's crazy, especially with like Flume. Like, hello, like I bet that was such a
Yeah.
crazy experience. So yeah, Red Rocks would be really fucking cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I've been once and kind of just walked around, but there wasn't a show going on.
Yeah.
But I've never actually seen a show there. I've just like seen clips from, I think Aluna was there,
Mhm.
and I think Chris Lake.
Oh,
So there were some good shows there. I think
yeah.
maybe even Disclosure was there on part of their tour as well. I saw them up in Stanford
Oh,
or at
cool.
Stanford at the Frost Amphitheater,
Yeah.
and that was an amazing show. They like incorporate like live instruments into the set as well, and it was just so sick.
If someone were to book you, what kind of experience are they getting?
Um, that's a tough one. I feel like I don't know what kind of experience, the ultimate queer DJ experience. I don't know. I just try to come into my set super prepared, ready for what the crowd wants to hear, super high energy, um, dancing my ass off for the most part. I did dislocate my knee about
Oh
2 months ago.
my
So
God.
that's still in the healing process. So it's more of like a one-legged jump that goes on right now.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of fist pumps and frat flicks. So I'm doing my best out there, but it's a really high energy and positive experience.
So when you're up there DJing, you're also dancing.
Oh, always.
That's good. I've seen a lot of
Have you
DJs
ever
that
seen a
are
DJ? Have you ever seen a DJ that just like DJs and just stands there? Like
yes.
it's really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
yeah, I mean they're not just like standing there. They're kind of like moving, but they're not like really dancing. I mean, I've seen a lot of DJs that do dance, but I've also seen some that don't. They're just like focused. And maybe it's because they're like beginners and they're trying to focus. But yeah,
yeah.
I've seen them. They're just like chilling up there. They're like nonchalant, which maybe that's their vibe. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I've got told I hit almost like every single beat, and if worst comes to worst, it's like the default like step tap, but it's like step tap with some like groove to it, so
Yeah.
it's not like a, you
Yeah. I get
know.
it. I get it. I totally get it. Okay, well, that's the end of this episode. Jordyn, thank you so much for coming on. I want you to drop your socials. Let people know where to find you. You can also let them know like where to find your music, just all that stuff.
Yeah. So best spot is my Instagram. It's DJ JFELD. So DJ JFELD. On Instagram, and then my music is on I think pretty much every streaming platform under JFELD. Right now I just have my single left in LA, but more to come, and it's gonna be some pretty good stuff. So super excited for that.
That is exciting. Okay, well, again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Of course.
I had a great time. This was a great first podcast experience.
Oh, good. That makes me happy. I try to make it really chill, really laid back, like we're chilling. Well, for my listeners, I post every Wednesday. That might be changing. I might be posting every other Wednesday. I'll let you guys know. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye.